God, no.
What?
See that girl over there? That's Trish Flintoff. I dated her like 10 years ago.
Yeah, and what happened?
Well, the way I ended things, I was, what you call in the business, a jackass. You know what I'm hearing?
Yeah, take it easy, man. You've been married for like 8 years.
I know, but I cannot be seen by her, okay? She's on my top 3 most awkward people to run into list. Right after this friend of my dad's who taught me to wrestle.
Look, Mom, I kind of come on some hard times with the economy and everything, and I got no place to go and everything, so I was figuring maybe I should move back into my old room for a little while till I get back up on my feet.
Well, I don't think that's going to work out, Charlie.
Why not?
I had to sublet your room to Uncle Jack.
Is that why he's here?
Hey, Charlie.
Times are tough, and the economy is so bad. I needed to get more money in order to make the house payments.
What are you talking about? You don't make house payments. You own this house. You've owned it for years. Mom, that's crazy. You collect Social Security.
I need money.
You can share the room with me, Charlie.
That's a great idea.
That is not a great idea.
Well, why not?
It'll be fun. You know, you and me palling around, getting nuts, doing crazy
I'm
fun
not doing
things.
any kind of things that you want me to do with you, Uncle Jack, you know?
No, it's stuff that relatives do. We'll share the room, Charlie. We'll set it
I don't
up.
want to share the room with you, dude,
We'll set
because
it up.
I will spend the whole night wide awake, just like when I was a kid and you tried to share my room.
You ever seen wrestling on television?
I am well aware of what wrestling is. It's just not what uncles do to their nephews. I'm out of here.
Hey, I'll call you later.
I know you will.
Yo, Paisan. Can I talk to you for a sec? Your tailor is a very bad man.
Frankie, what are you talking about?
Hey, what's going on?
Joey's tailor took advantage of me.
What? No way. I've been going to the guy for 12 years.
Oh, come on. He said he was going to do my inseam, then he ran his hand up my leg, and then there was definite...
What?
Cupping.
That's how they do pants. First they go up one side, they move it over, then they go up the other side, they move it back, and then they do the rear. What? Ross, will you tell him? Isn't that how a tailor measures pants?
Yes, it is. In prison. What's the matter with you?
What? That's not... Oh, my God.
I'll put on a pot of coffee.
We have a visitor.
Hello. Hi.
This is Captain Over, Mr. Murdoch, and Mr. Basta. This is Joey Hammond.
Well, hi, Joey.
Come on up here, you can see better.
Joey, we have something here for our special visitors. Would you like to have it?
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Sure. You ever been in a cockpit before?
No, sir, I've never been up in a plane before.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
Do you want me to check the weather, Clarence?
No, why don't you take care of it?
Holiest of holies, aged and wise, you are the most wrinkled man in the entire country.
Get off my beard, you little jerk.
Oh.
Rise, my child, rise.
I'm standing.
My eyesight is poor.
Everyone says you're senile with age, but you're the only one that can help me. I don't think you're senile.
Where did you say the fish was caught?
What fish?
Didn't you say something about fish?
Father, Boris is trying to commit suicide. Last week he contemplated killing himself by inhaling next to an Armenian.
Tell Boris this. I have lived many years, and After many trials and tribulations, I have come to the conclusion that the best thing is...
Yes?
blonde 12-year-old girls.
Father.
2 of them whenever possible.
Father, I counted on you.
I forgive you. I forgive you.
Thank you, your grubbiness.
Yes, I'll take this teddy bear, this ruler, this piece of string, and this cardboard box. Hope you don't find the money strapped to my thigh.
Peter, you can't just slap together flimsy structures in the yard.
Why not? Herbert did it.
YMCA, it's fun to stay at the YMCA. That's a nice muscly throwing on you got there. You know, if you get sweaty and want to take your shirt off, that'd be just fine. Make sure you stretch out those creamy hamstrings. Know anybody with a pair of strong young hands to help me in and out of the tub? Oh, rats! You got anything you used to wear in the summertime?
Just these old shorts.
Sweet Jesus.
Yeah!
We can settle this like reasonable teenagers. Whoever can swallow the most Tylenol PM wins. I know what boys like. I know what guys want. I know what boys like. Boys like me.
Gosh, gosh, bagosh, it's a brand new paperboy. That's a mighty full sack you're carrying.
Piss off, you perverted old freak.
Oh, we got a fighter.
Hi, Kyle. You know, Luke, this may be the last time we see each other. So there's something I want you to know. Now I had the time of my life, and I owe it all to you. I've been waiting for so long, now I've finally found someone to stand by me.
So I'll be your friend.
And I'll be your lover. Hey, little man, tell Chris to open his window. And don't you mouth off to me, or I'm gonna slap you right in your penis. Don't make me beg now.
You're funny. Bye.
Get your fat ass back here. Excuse me, I'm looking for a car that's been tricked out to look like an ice cream truck.
Damn it. I'm sorry, what?
You know, with colorful pictures of ice cream treats. And it plays a tune that's fun for the young children. Da 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 da. Holy moly, it must be my birthday.
No offense, Mr. Herbert, but I'm a 17-year-old girl, and I don't need you here.
Well, no offense to you, Meg, but you're a 17-year-old girl, and I don't need you here.
So I was reading in the news this week this story about Christians in this country, Baptist people, who are sponsoring something called purity balls. Now, when I hear about religious people holding balls, I usually think of Catholics, but this is the creepiest thing I've ever heard, and I've heard some creepy things from the Christian right. A purity ball is like a prom for a dad and his daughter, where dad gets in a tuxedo and the daughter gets in a gown, and they go to this ball, and he puts a ring on her finger and feeds her wedding cake, and she pledges to stay a virgin until she gets married. And then dad has sex with her in the car. No. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
But what century are we living in?
That's just weird. That's just completely weird.
It's all over, though.
It's in 48 states they are doing this. And I mean, what era are we living in where the man passes the daughter from dad to the husband? You know, that's what they used to do. That's what the Taliban does.
Where dad plays husband to the daughter. at the prom.
Well, you know, we went online for their website. I'm not kidding. These are T-shirts that are available on these Purity Ball websites. Look at this. This is not a joke. Abstinence Avenue, exit when married. Look at this one. Notice. No trespassing on this property. My father is watching. Look, here's one on panties. Now, if you're close enough to read this, I'm guessing the game is up. So, we found some others. I'm not gonna lie, these are the bullshit ones we made up that are even funny. World's greatest cocktail.
Oh no.
I'm with horny. Oh, I love this one. What happens in Vegas happens to someone else. My father went to third base and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. No. And my favorite. So, anyone want to weigh in on this before I talk about the U.S.?
It's nice that, you know, that dads, you know, want to keep their daughters pure. That's nice. But this is just weird. And why don't you want your sons to be virgins too?
If you're slipping a ring on your daughter's finger and eating wedding cake, trust me, you're plotting to f the baby.
I'm guessing I'm the only person here who's been to a father-daughter dance.
You have been to a purity ball?
Well, I haven't been to a purity ball, but I've been to
a father and daughter dance.
In fact, I was there with my daughter at one this spring, and it was a pretty uncomfortable situation for everybody. And this sounds like it makes it all worse. But here's something that does need to be said. I mean, that there is a lot of social science research, and the mayor will know it well, that shows that the relationship, the close relationship between fathers and children, sons and daughters, has an enormously powerful impact on how those kids turn out in life. And in fact, that you can cut, that if the father is present, you cut the kid's rate of succumbing to all kinds of problems, from dropping out of school, from getting into trouble with the law, from getting pregnant when she's a teenager, by 2/3. And it is a dramatic thing. So this sounds kind of gross, but there is a good thought here that people need to hear, which is fathers really matter.
I think fathers need to be realistic with their kids too, and I think part of the problem with the same movement of people is they won't teach about safe sex. They won't prevent pregnancy that way by teaching about safe sex, and I think it's the same kind of movement that is unrealistic about sex and teenagers that creates more problems than it fixes sometimes.
And responsibility of young men.
And the statistics show that the kids who do this kind of stuff and take abstinence pledges wind up having a lot more sex than the other kids do. It's in the mouth and in the nasty place, but you know they keep
the evidence. Yeah, that is the evidence.
Right.
It doesn't work. It's not.
That's right. Look, I mean, look, I'm not the one to talk. A lot of women in the United States have called me daddy, but.
The 70s were very different. In the 70s, there was a child molester that lived in my hometown. And it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't like, we caught a child molester. It was just like, yeah, that's the house where the child molester lives. He lives where, hey, kids, don't be stupid or you'll get molested. Just stay away from the child molester house. I know because he did something to me when I was your age. So just stay away from the child molester house. We really did. We had a town child molester. His name was Jean Baptiste. It's a true story. And he liked teenage boys. That's when you would find out, because I was a teenage boy. He didn't like me. I felt a little bad. Like, no, not you. It wasn't into me. But he would drive up next to teenage boys and he'd say, hello, would you like to go to McDonald's? And you're like, no. And he's like, why, you don't like McDonald's? And then you're trapped, because of course everybody liked McDonald's. It was the 70s. And then I had one friend who used to get in the car. He'd be like, sure, I'll go. And he'd get in the car. He'd go to McDonald's and eat a burger. And then he'd say, see ya. And he'd just take off. And Jean Baptiste was like, oh, I did not get to have sex with that child. And he spoiled again. But he'd always try. Maybe this time. Because child molesters are very tenacious people. They love molesting childs. It's crazy. It's like their favorite thing. I mean, it's so crazy because when you consider the risk in being a child molester, speaking not of even the damage you're doing, but the risk, there is no worse life available to a human than being a caught child molester. And yet they still do it, which you can only really surmise that it must be really good. I mean, from their point of view, not ours, but from their point of view, it must be amazing for them to risk so much. How do you think I feel? It's my last show, probably. Look, I can't key into it because I love Mounds bars. I love Mounds bars. It's my favorite thing, right? But there's a limit. I mean, I can't even eat a Mounds bar and do something else at the same time. That's how much I love them. Like, if I'm eating a Mounds bar, I can't read the paper like, I have to just sit there with it in my mouth and go, why is this so good? I love this so much. And because they are delicious. And yet, if somebody said to me, if you eat another Mounds bar, you'll go to jail and everybody will hate you, I would stop eating them. Because they do taste delicious, but they don't taste as good as a young boy does and shouldn't. To a child molester, not to me. Not to us, because we're all awesome. All right, we did it. We got through it.
It's true, I date younger guys. And I have my reasons, but I'm not going to go into them. But I did find myself very strangely the other day at breakfast with my son Rocco thinking, I haven't had a date in a couple of weeks. And I looked at my son without thinking and I said, do you have any friends you could introduce me to? And I was like in between mouthfuls of pancakes. And he looked at me with shock and disgust and dismay and disdain, a lot of words that start with a D. And then I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. I'm just kidding. Anyway.
This, I think, was a great ethics seminar. She has given us a lot of wonderful things to think about. Right, what is wrong, who's to say, really, in the end? I mean, because it is unknowable.
Mary? I desperately want to make love to a schoolboy.
Maybe I should be going.
No. No, that's not what I meant. What I...
Your Grace.
To think that I doubted your loveliness for an instant. Mea culpa, my child. Mea culpa.
Wonderful. It's a game I've never played. What a delightful mind you have. I hope the rest of you is just as interesting.
No, please, you have to believe me.
Oh, I do. Now, let me show you the firmness of my belief.
Stop it, get off of me.
Seems like I've captured a dangerous terrier now. How best procure her confession? You little...
No. Nope. Nope. Not gonna happen. Hey, big guy. No, it's not happening. No.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
friend of my dad's who taught me to wrestle.
Just like when I was a kid and you tried to share my room.
Took advantage of me. Cupping. First they go up one side, they move it over, then they go up the other side, they move it back, and then they do the rear. Oh my God.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
Blonde 12-year-old girls.
Father.
2 of them whenever possible.
Piss off, you perverted old freak!
And then Dad has sex with her in the car. And my favorite.
That it must be really good. But they don't taste as good as a young boy does.
Do you have any friends you could introduce me to?
I desperately want to make love to a schoolboy.
Your Grace.